presented with a Charlotte Eagles jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kickoff Sports Complex, Dickson Field, for tonight's game between the Harrisburg City Islanders and your Charlotte Eagles. I'm joined by Mitch Sanford.
Our referee is Matthew Jezikis. The assistant is Eric Usher.
Tonight's lineups for Harrisburg: in goal, number 1, Nick Noble; number 21, Raphael Cox; Matt Boehner, Richie Marquez, and Neil Schaefer round out the defense. In midfield, we have Jan Ekra, Jose Baril, Jamel Hardware, and Jimmy McLaughlin. And up top for the City Islanders, we have Morgan Langley and Aaron Wheeler. On the bench, Brian Silvestri, Garrett Pettis, Danny DePrima, Chris Hernandez, Robbie Dershang, and Antoine Hopino. For the Eagles, in goal, number 25, Alec Can. In the back, we have Rich Dixon, Bilal Duckett, J.J. Greer, and Drew Russell. In the midfield, we've got Fred Secchieri, Jorge Herrera, Ben Noonan. And up top, we have Wells Thompson, Guy Brandow, and Zach Boggs. On the bench for the Eagles tonight, Brock Duckworth, Drew Yates, Felix Obilo, Tyrone Hall, Gideon Asante, Talani Ibakunle, and Matt Gold. As we get ready for the match, tonight is a big match for both teams, as Harrisburg sits 3 points ahead of the Eagles for the playoff position. The Eagles need a victory tonight to gain all 3 points, and they need the Pittsburgh Riverhounds to lose or tie while they play the Arizona United SC. We'll try and keep you up to date with those games as they go on. Both matches are occurring at the same time.
Number 9, Wells Thompson. Sponsored by North Carolina, number 10, Jorge Herrera. Defense, number 16, Richard Dixon. At forward, number 19, Guy Brandow. At defense, number 21, J.J. Greer. At defense, number 22, Drew Russell. And you goal for your Charlotte Eagles, number 25.
Sorry folks, a little technical difficulty here, but we're set. Mitch, what are your thoughts opening up the game?
Plenty to play for both teams. Playoff position on the line. A spot in the playoffs, chance to go down and take on the defending champion, Orlando City. So these teams, 28-game season, all comes down to the next 90 minutes. I think you'll see a lot of energy right off the bat. You see a long ball played direct by Harrisburg. Put the backs under pressure and get an early corner, send 2 out, maybe take it quick.
Looks to be Jamal Hardware with the corner kick.
So yeah, I think a lot of energy, a lot of emotion here early on, so you can settle in.
Cleared out by Herrera, but a foul is called. It'll be a free kick to Charlotte.
Coming into the weekend, it was going to be interesting to see how things played out for Charlotte. So far, results have gone their way. Now they have to take care of their own business. 3 points are what they need. A tie isn't going to work for them. So as we get later on in the game, Coach Steffens will be certainly making the moves necessary to get all 3 points, and then look for some help from Arizona against Pittsburgh this evening. The Eagles come out in the 4-3-3, 4-5-1, however you want to look at it, that they've played throughout the season. Zach Boggs is going to be the point, the target. You're going to have Jorge Herrera playing underneath him with Guy Brandow and Wells Thompson playing wide. So that ball goes from Duckett all the way out to Thompson.
Richard Dixon on the attack now. Tipped away by Noble. Drew Russell's kind of turned into a utility man for Coach Steffens. He made a start up top, and the past couple of games with the injury to Johnny Leathers, he has moved out wide on the left-hand side.
The ball that you saw there, and you're seeing again here, that goes over the head of the of Richard Dickson. That's a staple for the Eagles from the center back or from the holding midfield position to drive a ball to the weak side and then see if they can shift faster than the defense can recover. Target those wingers and create 2v1s, as you saw there. Thompson laying off to Herrera to get Dickson around on the overlap. That's something that the Eagles will be looking to do throughout the evening.
Good touch by Brandow there to bring it down. Thompson now on the attack. Looking for Dickson, but cut out well by the City Islanders defense.
Shadows falling over the field already for this 7 o'clock kickoff, but still pretty warm, pretty muggy today here in Charlotte. And for Harrisburg, they played last night down in Charleston, which could only be more hot and humid than Charlotte. So it's interesting to see as the game goes on how that impacts their stamina and if that impacts their strategy and the way they come out and finish the game. They need to get points tonight too. They've got to go for broke as well. Looks like number 17, Aaron Wheeler, is going to be the lone target for Harrisburg. Keep 5 in the middle, crowd things centrally, play out to him, and then have numbers come and join him.
Wheeler did some damage the last time these guys were in Charlotte last season. I believe he drew a PK, scored that penalty kick, and then had another assist. So it'll be interesting to see what he does tonight against Bilal, Duckett, and J.J. Greer in the back.
Maloney from the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, he's kind of been a utility man for the Union. I believe he got moved to center defense before they got Maurice Adu. So
certainly provides the height and the ability in the air, size to play either the target or center defender.
Subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/SharlottEaglesSC.
Boggs loses the ball.
Instagram, follow us at Charlotte Eagles.
Good pressure though, helps Noonan win it back.
Well, it's Thompson on the attack now. Gives it to Herrera. Herrera to Gee. Brandow shot just wide of Nick Noble's goal.
That's the hold-up play that Charlotte needs from Boggs, though. That ball comes into his feet. Quick, easy layoff. Thompson and Herrera putting themselves in good positions to get that one-time layoff. Then you get numbers running at the back line. Things a little mistimed maybe there as they approach the top of the final third, the top of the box. Brandow and Herrera not quite able to make that work as smoothly as maybe they wanted. The shot ends up going wide from Brandow. But the left-footed Brazilian, Brandow on the wing, number 19, does have the ability to strike from range, especially with his left foot.
He tested Miguel Gallardo in the Orlando game with his off foot and forced Gallardo into a diving save to the upper left corner of his goal. So he's a dangerous little player.
You can see Harrisburg willing to absorb pressure, keep things in front of them, find their way into the game, allow the back four to swing the ball, and then try and pinch things as it comes into the target players.
Long ball now from Greer, looking for Dickson. He lays it off. Good idea from Noonan.
But there again, you see Charlotte able to find a high target, get a knockdown, and that was a tough ball for Noonan to handle, but still they're getting the knockdowns and they're being close enough to target and lay off. Good sign for Charlotte here early on. Cherry leaving that ball a little short.
Wheeler now. Good work from Noonan to get back.
I think McLaughlin may have been offsides there if he had gotten to that ball first. But good cover from the midfielder, Noonan, filling that gap. Baril doing well to get away from Sikcheri. See, now carries into the final third.
Langley now. Langley finds Hardware. Shot deflected out.
Best spell of possession there from Harrisburg so far. Langley, Baril, Ekra all getting involved, winning their second corner of the match here in just the first 8 minutes. It'll be Hardware going over to take it. Looks like J.J. Greer is drawing the assignment for number 17 Wheeler, who nearly got his head on that at the near post.
Free kick to Charlotte. That'd be an interesting matchup all night. Young J.J. Greer going up against the MLS loanee, Aaron Wheeler.
Good 4 or 5 inch height advantage to Wheeler there. Hardware nearly found him. Everyone knew that's where the ball was going, and they still nearly pulled it off, made it connect. Good ball through.
In now. Shot. Goal!
And a goal!
Wells Thompson.
Great ball over the top from Ben Noonan. We said Harrisburg's been allowing the defensive players for Charlotte to be on the ball, sitting in, keeping things in front of them. Thompson timed it perfectly to get over the backside, got the ball far enough up the pitch that Noonan felt like he could get a ball in behind him, drops it into the space, and Thompson just takes a touch on a great angle and then brilliantly placed low far post under Nick Noble's reach. 1-0 Charlotte.
Good combo play between Brandow and Sikcheri to win the ball. Thompson's 6th goal of the season for the Eagles. He is second only behind Jorge Herrera's 9. Wheeler and McLaughlin combine well to find Hardware. Hardware. Heavy touch from Sikcheri. Ekra collide. Ekra's down. Referee will stop play to check on Jan Ekra.
Really important intervention there from the long legs of Bilal Duckett, because the overlapping defender, I think that was Neil Schaefer, that was either Schaefer or Langley who was overlapping on the right side, and had Hardware been able to knock that ball out there, it was going to be a lot of space for him to get a touch and put something on Alec Khan. Looks like Ekra is going to be able to walk that off as he went on a tackle in the midfield, and I think just caught a knock there on the ankle, but should be able to run that off and keep going.
We'll play it back. Noble will restart for the City Islanders.
Ekra along with Langley, been staples in the City Islander lineup the past few years. Two of their more dynamic players. As Langley there looks for Hardware to get through.
Oh, and a penalty is called. Actually, miscommunication between the Charlotte Eagles defense.
So now the City Islander players, you can see Langley there pointing, saying, I think, asking the referee if Khan was the last defender. Actually, I don't think he was asking. I think he was telling the referee that he felt like Alec Khan was the last defender and that there should be a card for that.
Looks like Wheeler and Duckett are down.
Heavy contact there as ball was tried to be played through behind the Eagles' back line. Came off of Duckett, and now we're going to get a yellow card for Alec Can. So stays in the match, but picks up the yellow, and it'll be a penalty kick. Duckett coming out of the collision. Winston a little in pain, but walking back to take his spot. Looks like he's going to be okay. Wheeler a little slower to get going.
Number 18, Jimmy McLaughlin, will step up to take the spot kick. Save! Follow-up! Put in the back of the net. Can made the initial save, but couldn't control the rebound, and McLaughlin taps it in, and is 1-1 here in the 14th minute.
Langley for the City Islanders, their leading goal scorer, picks up another, pounces on the rebound. I think the initial shot actually handcuffed Alec Can. It was in tight to his body, expecting to have to reach to tip a ball out. It may have handcuffed him a little bit, and he wasn't quite able to hold the rebound or push it as wide as he wanted. Good presence of mind for Langley to follow up his own shot and calmly place it in the far corner.
Be out for a goal kick for the City Islanders, as well as Thompson down there on the far end.
So the Charlotte lead lasted all of about 5 minutes there, so it's back to work. As we said, we'll continue to keep updating you. Charlotte needs all 3 points and needs some help from Arizona against Pittsburgh.
Cleared out by number 8, Jose Barrio. Wheeler again going hard against Bilal Duckett. Acrobatic play made to keep the ball away. Now Drew Russell gets a chance to knock it out for a throw-in.
And they're going to give it another corner kick. Unfortunate news to report from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Riverhounds lead Arizona 1-0.
A goal in the 6th minute for the Riverhounds.
Langley against Russell on the far side. Cross comes up short. Brandau collects it though, couldn't quite get it out to Herrera, who had some space out on the left wing. Now it's Hardware. Laying that ball off. Wheeler nearly got on the end of that. They're actually going to give a goal kick, saying that came off of Baril, I think. Back across the face of goal. Charlotte needing to settle down here, collect themselves, get back into a bit of the rhythm that they began the game in. Find some targets, lay the ball off, get numbers running at goal.
Foul being called against the City Islanders.
Noonan over to take it. We'll just go back to J.J. Greer.
We have some better news to report from Pittsburgh, as Long Tan has tied it up for the Arizona United. It is 1-1 in Pittsburgh, so both teams are...
Yeah, plenty of goals in both games already. Could be pretty interesting as we get into the second half later on in these two games. That 8th and final playoff spot up for grabs between 3 different teams playing in these two matches. I feel like every team is going to be in that position at some point throughout the night. So.
Jorge Herrera gets stripped up by the turf. Which is unfortunate. It was a good build-up for the Eagles.
And that is something that you're going to see probably another time or two throughout the evening on the Dickson Field turf. Player or two stumbling over the ball, losing their footing. Good work, though, by Zach Boggs to get back from his target position and help defend. Schaefer out wide for Harrisburg, getting forward from his outside back position. Something both teams are willing to do. Release those outside backs into forward position, see if they can create 2v1 opportunities against the opposing outside back. Cherry finding some space in the middle of the field. Goes to Thompson. Able to wriggle free of McLaughlin.
Zach Boggs in now. Noble comes out well to claim it.
Decent effort from Richard Dickson, looking to go backside to Boggs, peeling off the shoulder of the center defender Marquez.
Duckett wins the header to Thompson.
Good work by Hardware and Wheeler there through the middle.
Shot by Wheeler. Right at Alec Can, and he will get the offensive attack started for the Eagles.
It's going to be a good matchup to watch throughout the evening, though. Duckett against Wheeler.
Needham looks for Brandow.
Well handled there by Brandow. He and Russell not on the same page.
Langley tries to find Hardware. Needham intercepts, and Duckett will restart. It'd be interesting to see how Brandow and Russell combine together, as both don't find themselves often in the starting 11 and rarely play on the same side. So it'd be interesting to see how that relationship
just
evolves.
Over the course of a USL Pro season, 28 games, the lineup takes a lot of ebbs and flows. And if you had told Coach Mark Steffens that this would be his lineup for a must-win playoff, essentially a first-round playoff game here in September, if you had told him that back in April, I think he would have probably been a little uncertain of you and wondered what would have happened throughout the season to get him into that position. But I think the important things are guys like Newnham and Herrera through the middle, Thompson out wide, being leaders as Brandow and Russell sort things out on that left flank.
Good touch from Sick Cherry to bring it down. Pace from Dickson, but out for a goal kick.
Dickson appealing that he had a boot up in the face there as he ran onto that long ball from Duckett. Again, a big backside ball. That time Thompson tucking in and letting Dickson release. Almost felt like Zach Boggs could have run onto that instead of laying it off, let it go over his head and seeing if he could have beat the center backs for pace. Brilliant play. That was a top shelf turn and vision, wait on that pass from Herrera. Really clever.
It's going to be Charlotte's first corner of the match. Brandow and Herrera will talk it over, but more than likely going to be Herrera taking it.
Charlotte does have a couple of short corners they run. Haven't seen them as much since Juan Guzman's gone out of the lineup with a knee injury.
A good ball to the back post. But out for a goal kick.
Good ball in there from Herrera, had some pace on it, bit of bend. Ben Noonan trying to get his head on it, wasn't able to put it on frame. So after a flurry of action in about a 5-minute span there, the last 7-8 minutes we settled into a bit of a midfield battle as Wheeler felt like Tick Cherry caught him on that head ball off the goal kick. Bit of a height mismatch.
Just a bit.
Between those two.
6 or 8 inches Fred's giving up to Aaron Wheeler there. Tough ball into Noonan. Schaefer now to Langley. Good tackle from Drew Russell. Keep it in.
Excellent work from Russell there against the leading scorer for the City Islanders.
The ball out to Wells Thompson now.
Raphael Cox, excellent recovery there. Good composure to get that ball back to Noble. Ben
Noonan was to be getting a yellow card from the official.
Not sure what Noonan was arguing about there. Pretty clearly went through Baril to get onto that ball. So he and Alec Can now both on yellows. 24 minutes into the game for Charlotte.
Our expert staff of doctors and PAs is ready to treat your entire family.
That'll be Jan Eckers standing over the ball, playing short to Marquez.
Ball to Dickson. We got a foul coming here against Harrisburg.
The ref calling over, I believe it's Hardware. All the City Islander players walking away like, it wasn't me that made the foul. But it is going to be Hardware who picks up the first yellow of the match for Harrisburg.
I'm going to admit I didn't see the foul, but
Zach Boggs checked back from his target position, picked that ball up, was able to turn, tried to play through to Richard Dickson down the right flank. Not sure what happened after the play. Hardware caught him after he hit the ball. It didn't seem too vicious, but I guess the ref felt that there was something extra left in there after the ball was played. Yeah. And a lot of times cards are given more for intent than maybe the actual contact. So if he felt like if he showed the studs or knew he was well late and went in on the tackle anyway, could be the reason for it.
Performance Unlimited is Charlotte's premier adult fitness and youth soccer training center, as well as the Eagles' trusted home for strength and conditioning.
You can see Harrisburg in no real hurry to get this ball in play. Ignoble going to take his time. Second night of a back-to-back. Current score does Charlotte really no good, so Noble not much of a hurry. Great ball over the top there from Dickson. Finds the Charlotte goal scorer, Thompson. You know, the other tough thing for Charlotte just in conceding that goal is it was more a bit of their own doing than great play from Harrisburg. A decent build-up to get themselves in that position, but you just feel like if Can takes charge maybe, or if Duckett just is assertive, one of the two just takes charge of the situation, maybe you concede a corner, but it seemed like a bit of an unnecessary penalty to have to give up.
Sort of a I got it, you take it kind of deal that kind of led into...
Left them in no man's land, yeah. And credit to Aaron Wheeler staying with the play. As McLaughlin getting in from his left wing position. I think he worked a little nutmeg in there and ended up putting it right into the hands of Alec Can.
Touched by Drew Russell. Brandau now. Good idea out to Guy Brandau. Herrera tried the back heel. Well defended by Harrisburg. Baril now.
Really like the way Baril runs with the ball. He'll pick it up if he has space in front of him. Both he and Hardware through the midfield. If there's space in front of them, they really run with purpose, attack the back line, get somebody to commit, and try and play through. Put a lot of pressure on you on the dribble.
This ball in play. You cannot. So gets it quickly into Fred Cherry. Over to J.J. Greer, and Eagles will start it up once again.
There's Baril giving a shout there. I don't know if he felt like Brandau caught him a little as they both challenged that ball. The big ball from J.J. Greer there over the top. It seems a bit low percentage, but I think Charlotte feels content trying to just pick up the second ball. As Hardware picks up a foul on Russell.
Or handball maybe?
Could have been, yeah.
Hardware will put the ball in play here from the right side.
Both center backs, Boehner and Marquez, going to get forward for this.
Referee wants to have a word with somebody.
Hardware going to get another shot at it.
It's to the back post.
When you've got a player with the aerial ability of Aaron Wheeler, you really need to get that ball over the first defender. Hardware's a quality player. You would expect better of himself. His team will need more of him, especially on a dead ball situation. You get those center backs forward, you got to clear the first defender. Give those big guys a chance.
Wheeler brings it down. Well played by Duckett. Harrisburg shouts for a corner, but the referee plays on.
Duckett, one of the few guys in the league who can go stride for stride, stretch his legs with a guy like Aaron Wheeler.
Ball played behind Boggs from Newnham. Harrisburg is once again on the attack.
It's a good look from Ekra.
Sliding out for a goal kick for the Charlotte Eagles. USLProSoccer.com. Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com.
Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. Visit USL Pro fan page on Facebook at Facebook.com/USLPro.
A little over 13 minutes to go here in the first half. 2 goals in the first 12 or 13 minutes. one from Thompson, one from Langley.
Might have been McLaughlin on that goal.
That took the penalty kick.
And then the follow-up was Langley.
Langley ended up with the goal, though, yeah?
We're saying McLaughlin on Twitter.
Oh, McLaughlin with the follow-up. It was Langley that took the initial shot. Alec Can making a good save. Nonetheless, Harrisburg converting.
End of the day, still 1-1 in the 33rd minute. Since then, the game's settled into a bit of a back and forth through the midfield. I feel like there's plenty more offense in this game. It's not coming at the moment, but as we get into the last 15, 20 minutes, with Charlotte needing a victory to have any chance at the playoffs. Good shoulder-to-shoulder tackle from Sekcheri. Herrera now.
They're going to see numbers getting forward, like Sekcheri getting forward out of the midfield.
Ball into the box. Boggs now. Noonan.
Little ambitious there. Under pressure, falling away. It's going to be tough to score on Nick Noble from that position.
USL Pro regular season and playoff game streams live on YouTube in 2014.
Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Goes up awkwardly.
Well handled by Hardware.
Into Hardware, he's going to look for Wheeler.
Going to leave Wheeler onside. Looked like he might have gone off.
Handball on Barreal, and Charlotte will take a free kick.
It would have been tough, but Sekcheri had a couple options if he could have found a way to play quicker or sneak out of that pressure. Good work from Herrera to avoid Ekra.
Final ball lacking from Herrera there, but good work from the captain. Noble just puts it out of danger.
Charlotte, a lot of Charlotte's good early work came by being able to find Zach Boggs or Thompson there in those higher positions. Haven't seen that in the last 10 minutes, and that's, I think, why things have stalled out. Maybe about 35, 40 yards from goal for Charlotte. Can build it among the backs, can put it into the midfield.
The building, and hopefully that comes down, or else
you or I, one of us is going on the roof after the game.
Sorry to interrupt you there. You sound like you had a...
No, I'm just saying if Charlotte's not able to connect to a forward and then lay the ball back into the midfield, it makes it really tough to get into good positions in the final third. Otherwise, you're just hitting balls and hoping that Thompson or Boggs can run onto something, or Brandau can collect something. A lot lower percentages. There's a good ball from Sekcheri.
Brandau right at Noble, who calmly.
Well-weighted ball from Sekcheri through the midfield. Brandau looked like he got all of it, just too close to Noble.
All used for adult Eagles jerseys, $20 off tonight at the merchandise table.
Wheeler out wide to Langley here. It is called back for offside.
That was a good little build-up from Harrisburg, too, though. It would have slid inside. McLaughlin coming through. Langley coming across. Those wingers coming in and working off of the central players. Clever little pass and a good finish. Just got a little excited, Langley, and stepped into offside's position.
Cherry called for a foul, and Harrisburg will restart with a little under 8 minutes left in the first half. Barreal puts the ball back into play. Make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all of the latest updates.
Excellent header from Dickson to get up early over top of Wheeler.
Made him kind of caught in possession there. Referee wants a word with Jan Ekra.
Langley, I think, taking exception to catching his stud from Sikcheri, who was in the middle of a cartwheel. The ref having a stern word with Ekra. I think that one looked worse than it actually was. I don't know that Ekra really could see Sikcheri that committed to the header.
Hardware finds McLaughlin on the far side. Heavy touch. Well defended from Bilal Duckett, who has a word or two with his fellow Eagle defenders to get back on defense.
There you see it from Harrisburg. Find Wheeler, get it knocked down to Hardware. When you can find that target and get a ball laid off to a midfielder running forward, that's where things can really happen. Charlotte was able to do that early in the match, and you saw Harrisburg do it there. Great work from Thompson in the corner, working on Cox to get that ball off him.
A real shot and a goal for Harrisburg in the 39th minute.
What a rip. Seemed to sort of come out of nothing. Ball was down in the corner, scrapped around, pops loose. Baril gets a great first touch out of his feet and then just hammers low to the left post before Can could get set and come across his goal.
Yeah, I don't know who it was from Charlotte, but it looked like they kind of cleared the ball to the middle of the field, which is something that you rarely want to do.
And they paid for it, yeah.
So 5 minutes left in the first half for Charlotte. They need to find a goal to tie it up and another one to take the lead if they have any hope of getting into the playoffs.
Baril's been active though so far this first half. Coming out of the holding midfield position, he's read the space well, stepped in, run with the ball, and there saw an opportunity to go ahead and strike one and caught it real pure.
It was well struck.
So it'll be interesting as we approach halftime to see if Mark Steffens, Steve Shack, Dave Dickson, the coaching staff for the Eagles, whether they get guys going at halftime and try and making more offensive adjustment coming into the second half, see what this group can do, give them a little time in the second half, but as it stands right now, need 2 goals to give themselves a chance.
Be interesting to see if you see a guy like Drew Yates, who's got 8 assists on the season, if you see him sometime in the second half to spark a comeback for the Eagles. Brandau looking for Sikcheri on the far side.
Next 5 minutes big for Charlotte. Can they at least put some pressure, show some signs of intent on goal? Haven't really put much other than a Brandau strike from the top of the box. Haven't done much in the last 10 minutes or so to threaten Nick Noble. And you feel like now it's going to become very conservative from Harrisburg. Leave Wheeler up top. Play things pretty safe in the back. As Boehner and Thompson chase that down to the end line. Yeah, obviously Charlotte would love to get the equalizer here before halftime, but if nothing else, develop some rhythm, find Boggs, get Thompson and Brandau involved, get Herrera on the ball in good positions. Kind of gotten away from that, and Harrisburg's been able to impose themselves on the game.
Absolutely.
They strive to represent their clients with integrity and the highest level of professionalism.
Well done by Russell.
Kept in by Brandau. Referee says no.
Good work by Wheeler. Leaves it for Hardware. Great touch from Langley.
Langley now. Russell trying to shield it out.
I'm going to say it stayed in play.
I believe they're giving the foul.
We'll call a foul, yeah.
Can looks to get it in play quickly.
Russell did well there to get his shoulder in front of Langley, who made a great touch to get himself down the line.
Drew Russell has pace. His problem is just battling injuries. He has struggled to stay healthy all season, but it's good to see him out here in the final home game for Charlotte. Dickson coming in a little late. A straight red to Richard Dickson for a tackle on Jimmy McLaughlin in the 44th minute.
I don't think the fact that it happened right in front of the Harrisburg bench helped Dickson's cause at all. Was it studs up? Yes. Was it above the ball? No, I think he put his studs through the ball. At the risk of sounding biased, I think that was pretty unfortunate for Richard Dickson. I don't think it was a necessary tackle. I think it was a poor decision on his part, but I don't know that it necessarily warranted a red card.
Well, that certainly changes things going into halftime.
It does. And just talking about, can Charlotte get some momentum, build a little pressure, give Harrisburg something to think about. Now you need 2 goals to come from behind, and you're going to have to do it again down. Really going to test Charlotte here.
Good to see McLaughlin back up and moving.
Wells Thompson's just going to sit in at the outside back position for the time being. That's a tough blow for Charlotte.
Wheeler puts it out of play.
And into the parking lot. See what kind of stoppage time we get here at the end of the half.
Ben Noonan working 1v4 in the middle and loses possession. Hardware now for Harrisburg.
There's going to be 4 minutes of added time here. Good tackle from Burrell. Herrera looked like he wanted to break free, but instead it's going to be
Wheeler now. That's a tough foul as Thompson clatters with Wheeler at the top of the box.
Wheeler's taking a couple of tough knocks up top there for Harrisburg.
I don't believe the referee is showing Thompson a card. Just a stern talking to.
Got Hardware and Burrell and Ekra standing over the ball. Actually now about 7 City Islanders gathered around the ball. Pretty hard to say who's going to be hitting this one, but it looks like Langley furthest from the ball.
To be lining it up.
The most likely target, the most likely taker. It's going to be Wheeler on the inside of the Charlotte wall, maybe trying to distract Alec Can.
Quick free kick taken, well defended by Herrera, and it is back to the halfway line and out of the danger zone.
Interesting little play there, trying to roll Hardware right off the ball for a quick shot.
Ball goes out for a Charlotte throw-in.
Now at this point, if you're Charlotte, just manage the next couple minutes, get yourself to halftime, regroup, figure some things out, talk about how you're going to adjust your shape, which is tough to do be attack-minded when you're down a man. Going to ask a lot of Greer and Duckett in the back line now. But you can't think about getting the 2 goals in the next couple minutes. You need to think about getting to halftime and then regroup. Now it'll be Harrisburg's time to knock it around the back. Charlotte conceding possession.
And as we say that, Hardware takes a touch and finds McLaughlin now. Cherry. McLaughlin with the run, a shot. Well saved by Can.
Decent effort, good bit of skill there by McLaughlin. Getting out of trouble in the middle of the field. Having to go with his left foot.
If the Eagles can find 2 goals, Pittsburgh and Arizona have reached the half, tied at 1. Still a lot of game left here, though. Wheeler in, takes a shot. Can look to have it covered, but it goes wide of the mark, and Can will get it restarted to Greer.
So, as it stands, Arizona doing their part for both Harrisburg and Charlotte.
Referee blows for halftime.
Plenty for Coach Mark Steffens to think about and try and figure out as going to the second half. Playing now a man down and down a goal, needing to win to get into the playoffs on the final regular season match, USL Pro season. Charlotte 1, Harrisburg 2 at halftime. Be back in 15 minutes.
Do you know who will answer when you call your merchant service provider? Our customers do. Personalized service and no annual contracts motivate us to earn and keep your business. Visit Allegiance Merchant Services online today to experience the Allegiance difference at AllegianceMerchantServices.com. Allegiance, the official payment processor for the Charlotte Eagles.
Well, sports ministry is like the gospel in action. You're able to speak the gospel, but you're also able to be an example on the field and doing something that you love.
Soccer is the #1 sport in the world. You can go anywhere, all you need is a ball. It's the perfect tool, in my mind, to share the gospel.
So many people in so many different cultures play sports, and soccer is probably the biggest because it's all around the world.
I think my favorite thing is actually playing matches against other teams and then afterwards getting to share with them.
Being able to show the love of God while you're playing, and more so afterwards when you're able to talk with people one-on-one or even to a crowd, explaining why you're doing what you're doing.
Have those intentions of, okay, I'm going to use this not for myself but to benefit others. God just takes that and just expands it and just blows it up bigger than you could ever imagine.
Training is a core part of what we do to accomplish our mission, a season of training to prepare players for a lifetime of service.
We try to do what we call sports ministry training, where we're training our men to take their faith and put it on the field. That's through transformation.
Going through the material, the sports ministry training material, of just kind of a theology of sports ministry and learning more deeper about how God wants us to be in the context of sport.
That's the standard message you're going to have.
We all enjoy the game. I love to coach, I love to play. All these guys are driven, they're competitive, but investing in these guys on the spiritual side, that's what I get excited about, and that I get to do it within the environment of soccer.
It's a phenomenal place to grow. From the staff around you, to the opportunities you get, to the leadership you can provide for the team, the perfect place to be as an athlete.
I love being a part of, I guess, just a Christian organization that is so fired up about God and using soccer as their ministry.
There are a lot of guys that are really serious about growing spiritually, and I've been mentored by several so far already.
I was challenged to not only improve myself on the field, I was able to grow in certain things off the field as well. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without the organization altogether.
Being at camp with kids, I felt more alive than I've ever felt.
As we try to teach kids how to play soccer, to get better, we also share Christ with them, which is our main purpose here.
This camp of 200 is being led by 2 of our student leaders, and they're doing an excellent job giving them a practical experience in leadership.
Over in Japan, we do clinics for kids as well as playing different university teams. And even though there's a language barrier, playing soccer always helps break it down. And
I mean, especially when we go to Brazil, it's Portuguese as the language and then soccer. And immediately the kids just respond to us because we play soccer, we invest in their lives, and now they're open to hear about the gospel.
You go across the country and you pick up a ball, and within 10 minutes you have 50 to 100 kids surrounding you. And so just knowing that it can easily build relationships.
And how one sport, how one soccer ball and a smile can unite 2 teams who can't even communicate because we don't even understand each other. It's hard to describe, and being a part of it has been such a blessing.
I was really feeling that we were supposed to live alongside people, to move into neighborhoods, to move into cities that need Christ's light, and just let Christ's Spirit flow through us there.
Sports ministry, being a sports minister, brought us into the neighborhood. We were using soccer to build relationships with the kids through soccer practice and playing soccer out on the field.
My heart is to see this whole community transformed by God's love. And so it started with us rolling out a soccer ball 2 years ago and bringing a couple snacks. And so we'd play soccer for an hour, hour and a half.
We are to have deep relationships with the families here and serve in whatever place that you can.
They're equipped to go take what they've learned and duplicate it, replicate it in another culture, back at their college team, wherever they go to coach. But we hope that by the time they spent the summer with us, they're empowered to go out and change the world and make life changers.
And so we just want to be intentional through a motivating platform that draws youth, it's a magnet to youth, to provide that platform to be able to share that message of hope with the youth of the world.
Well, sports ministry is like the gospel in action. You're able to speak the gospel, but you're also able to be an example on the field and doing something that you love.
Soccer is the #1 sport in the world. You can go anywhere. All you need is a ball. It's the perfect tool, in my mind, to share the gospel.
So many people in so many different cultures play sports, and soccer is probably the biggest because it's all around the world.
I think my favorite thing is actually playing matches against other teams and then afterwards getting to share with them.
Being able to show the love of God while you're playing, and more so afterwards when you're able to talk with people one-on-one or even to a crowd, explaining why you're doing what you're doing.
Have those intentions of, okay, I'm going to use this not for myself but to benefit others. God just takes that and just expands it and just blows it up bigger than you could ever imagine.
Training is a core part of what we do to accomplish our mission. A season of training to prepare players for a lifetime of service.
We try to do what we call sports ministry training, where we're training our men to take their faith and put it on the field. That's through transformation.
Going through the material, the sports ministry training material, of just kind of a theology of sports ministry and learning more deeper about how God wants us to be in the context of sport.
That's the standard message you're going to have. We all enjoy the game. I love to coach, I love to play. All these guys are driven, they're competitive, but investing in these guys on the spiritual side, that's what I get excited about, and that I get to do it within the environment of soccer. It's a phenomenal place to grow. From the staff around you, to the opportunities you get, to the leadership you can provide for the team, the perfect place to be as an athlete.
I love being a part of I guess, just a Christian organization that is so fired up about God and using soccer as their ministry.
There are a lot of guys that are really serious about growing spiritually, and I've been mentored by several so far already.
I was challenged to not only improve myself on the field, I was able to grow in certain things off the field as well. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without the organization altogether.
Being at camp with kids, I felt more alive than I've ever felt.
As we try to teach kids how to play soccer to get better, we also share Christ with them, which is our main purpose here.
This Camp of 200 is being led by two of our student leaders, and they're doing an excellent job giving them a practical experience in leadership.
Over in Japan, we do clinics for kids as well as playing different university teams. And even though there's a language barrier, playing soccer always helps break it down. And
I mean, especially when we go to Brazil, it's Portuguese as the language and then soccer. And immediately the kids just respond to us because we play soccer, we invest in their lives, and now they're open to hear about the gospel.
You go across the country and you pick up a ball, and within 10 minutes you have 50 to 100 kids surrounding you, and so just knowing that it can easily build relationships. And
how one sport, how one soccer ball and a smile can unite two teams who can't even communicate because we don't even understand each other. It's hard to describe, and being a part of it has been such a blessing.
I was really feeling that we were supposed to live alongside people, to move into neighborhoods, to move into cities that need Christ's light, and just let Christ's Spirit flow through us there.
Sports ministry, being a sports minister, brought us into the neighborhood. We were using soccer to build relationships with the kids through soccer practice and playing soccer out on the field.
My heart is to see this whole community transformed by God's love. And so it started with us rolling out a soccer ball 2 years ago and bringing a couple snacks. And so we'd play soccer for an hour, hour and a half.
We are to have deep relationships with the families here and serve in whatever place that you can.
But they're equipped to go take what they've learned and duplicate it, replicate it in another culture, back at their college team, wherever they go to coach. But we hope that by the time they spent the summer with us, they're empowered to go out and change the world and make life changers.
And so we just want to be intentional through a motivating platform that draws youth, it's a magnet to youth, to provide that platform to be able to share that message of hope with the youth of the world.
Do you know who will answer when you call your merchant service provider? Our customers do. Personalized service and no annual contracts motivate us to earn and keep your business. Visit Allegiance Merchant Services online today to experience the Allegiance difference at AllegianceMerchantServices.com. Allegiance, the official payment processor for the Charlotte Eagles.
Camps with the Charlotte Eagles is the craziest, most insane thing that you'll ever love.
We teach them skills of the day.
We work on passing, shooting.
We try to have as professional of teaching as we can. We have fun days like Wacky Wednesday and Jersey Thursday. We have contests every morning and prizes, and we just have a blast.
It's so much bigger than the game of soccer.
Soccer camp, a place that you wouldn't really expect them to get Jesus, we can give it to them. It's just a way where we can love kids and we can teach them about the Lord and about how much He loves them.
They're all about the soccer, and then they love the Bible time.
The elite camp, we basically try and take our normal camps but step it up a notch. So elite camp, we try to pick up the quality, choose more challenging drills, and really try and push the kids athletically to see if they can improve and learn something new.
All girls camp is really fun. Guys aren't allowed. If any guys come close to the fence, they start screaming, "No boys allowed."
I've never seen more kids that have been more encouraging. Running up, telling each other good job, giving high fives, it's really been a cool thing.
But at these camps, you know, the coaches really care about your kids.
But we take it very seriously, the instruction that hopefully they grow as a player in soccer. We come and we grow them as soccer players, as athletes, but also just as people. Things like honesty and sportsmanship.
How much can we invest in these kids' lives for the short period of time that we have?
There's tons of kids, tons of energy, and God works miracles through that week. Camps with the Charlotte Eagles is the craziest, most insane thing that you'll ever love.
We teach them skills of the day.
We work on passing, shooting.
We try to have as professional of teaching as we can. We have fun days like Wacky Wednesday and Jersey Thursday. We have contests every morning and prizes, and we just have a blast.
It's so much bigger than the game of soccer.
Soccer camp, a place that you wouldn't really expect them to get Jesus, we can give it to them. It's just a way where we can love kids and we can teach them about the Lord and about how much He loves them.
They're all about the soccer, and then they love the Bible time.
Back as there's 30 seconds left in halftime. We've got a substitution for you. Number 19, Guy Brandow, exits for number 31, Gideon Asante.
So that's going to be a straight swap on the left flank. Brandow, a good technical possession style player. Asante is going to give you more pace, be aggressive, really push things at the right back, Neil Schaefer for Harrisburg. Charlotte obviously playing down a man here after the red card in the 44th minute to Richard Dickson.
Looks like they've actually swapped Duckett out on the wide right and left J.J. Greer kind of in the middle on his own. Gideon, first touch, cross in. Noble does well.
Couldn't get his foot around it, couldn't hook it back in to the path of Boggs or Thompson, but good early action for Asante there, able to get on that loose ball. So yeah, Charlotte's going to play almost a 3-3-3 as the half goes on more, or maybe looks like maybe Thompson's going to play up top with Boggs in a 3-4-2. Jorge Herrera sliding out wide, it looks like. So it's going to be a lot of work for Fred Sikcherry and Ben Noonan in the middle of the field. But I'm telling you, just because Charlotte needs 2 goals and they're playing down a man, I think this has got the potential to be pretty exciting and keep you interested for all 45 minutes. You just don't sense with this much on the line that Charlotte's going to go down easy, and it's going to also offer Harrisburg some opportunities to break as well, with Charlotte only playing with 3 in the back.
Thompson staying down after the foul is called. See how they play it. Boggs goes down now. Jose Barrio on the foul for him.
Thompson still working his way up. Referee doesn't see him yet. Now he's
made his way up.
Now he's up. Work his way into the box. Harrisburg going to bring everyone back to defend this free kick. Defending first for them, the mindset. Herrera to deliver.
Dangerous ball. No one there to challenge Noble, however. A quick counter, Hardware. Great touch from Hardware. Dribbles around Can, and it's 3-1.
Brilliant, brilliant goal. That's about as good a bit of individual skill as you're going to see on full flight. First of all, the pace to beat Duckett to that ball was.
I think it was Greer was the last.
Greer, beating Greer to that ball, and then the skill to pull it back around him, and then the composure to do it again to Can, and just push it home. Deserves to run to the corner and get a hand from his teammates. Celebrate that one. And great vision from Nick Noble. As soon as he collected that free kick, realized that it was a even number situation. Just put it out there, let Hardware get out and chase it.
Asante now looks to Sikcherry. Asante again. This shot dealt with well. Duckett now to Herrera. Herrera pulls it inside. Left-footed shot. That's well wide of the mark.
Wanted just a little bit of curl on that. See if he could put that around the hands of Noble, but it ended up going straight, holding its line, and being well wide.
Subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/SharlotteEaglesSC.
So now it's 3 goals that Charlotte needs here in the second half. Things slipping away
just a little bit. Oh, a little high boot coming at you. Jorge, look out.
Good chase by Duckett.
Well done, Duckett. Harrisburg just lops it out. Greer finds Thompson.
See how long Drew Russell goes. I think you could see Talani Bakunle coming for him at some point, and I think you'll see Drew Yates as well, as Charlotte needs to get some attack going.
Good 1-2 from Jorge to Herrera, as well as Thompson, but couldn't quite get the mustard on that shot that he needed to beat Noble.
Charlotte carving out some chances though. Herrera with a shot from distance. Thompson there.
Good pressure put on by Boggs. Harrisburg elects to just play the ball around the back. They'll be out for a Harrisburg City Islanders goal kick.
Great effort from Boggs, chasing that ball all the way across the back line.
We do look to have a substitution coming in. It's going to be number 12, Drew Yates. We'll see who he replaces when he is allowed to enter the match.
Don't believe they're going to allow it here at this point, but soon enough we'll be seeing Yates come on.
Charlotte Eagles have teamed up with Breakaway Sports to provide youth and adult rec soccer leagues this fall.
It's going to be Fred Sikcherry that's withdrawn from the lineup. Hard-working midfielder.
A substitution for your Eagles. Checking in for number 2, Fred Sikcherry.
So now essentially all of the central midfield defensive responsibility is going to fall on Ben Noonan.
Which you almost need to have because you need 3 goals in the next 40 minutes.
Yates is going to play an attacking midfield position underneath Thompson and Boggs. Yates leading the Eagles team in assists this season.
Good idea there from Noonan to try and get it to Herrera, but it's cut out by McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for Wheeler, but Duckett does well, and gives the Eagles a chance to attack. Yates now. Boggs looked to be calling for it, but Yates is put under pressure and couldn't get the ball up there.
And this right here, even though Charlotte has the ball, Harrisburg very content with it. Now Charlotte's starting to stretch Harrisburg a little bit. Can't connect the last ball.
Well done by Thompson to win the ball. Barrio goes over top of him. Play on. It's turning into a bit of a hockey game out there.
Now it settles down, gets back out into space.
Yates and Asante combining.
Double team there in the corner.
Nice. Off Asante for a Harrisburg goal kick. Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
It's free and it's easy. Sign up for Edict today at harriscedar.com and start season 4.
Handball called on Drew Russell there as he contended the goal kick.
Harrisburg content to let that ball roll, and Boggs will retrieve it for him to get the game back underway.
Good ball from Barrio. Hardware, unfortunate to be offside. I think if he leaves that, he's got
the overlap.
Yeah, he had Langley in that space. Could have been a dangerous spot.
Yates to Bilal Duckett. Thompson does well.
Almost a great piece of individual skill there from Thompson. Turned himself away from Boehner. Good work from Barrio to get himself in there. Excellent defensive work from Barrio, because it looked like Thompson had gotten himself free on a nice little pirouette.
Sure did.
I think Harrisburg gonna take their time, won't be in any real sort of hurry to get things underway again. Well up from Greer. Great little first touch from Yates.
Yates has got Asante out wide. He finds him. The young Ghanaian who has just signed this month. Knocks it out for a Eagles throw-in.
Only his 4th or 5th match with the club. He's come on, provided a spark down the stretch on the left flank.
He added an attacking dynamic that seemed to be lacking on that left-hand side, with Wells Thompson on the right and Jorge playing underneath people. So, a nice addition to the squad.
Here's where there's going to continue to be opportunities for Harrisburg.
Duckett does well, uses his pace. McLaughlin now pushed wide by Can. Follow-up shot.
And another great save.
Ball still. Can receives a nice ovation from the Eagles faithful.
Duckett exhausted there after sprinting 110 yards to close Langley down, but that came off of a long throw, and Charlotte's going to commit some numbers there, and if they don't win it, there's going to be opportunities for Harrisburg to break like that. Hardware to take the corner kick. Away by Russell.
the Burrell on the far right. Left alone. Well done by Can to come out. Deny the chance. Thompson now tugged down from behind by Ekra.
I think you're going to see a card there for Ekra.
Yellow shown to Jan Ekra. Professional foul.
Some members of the Charlotte faithful calling for a red card. Maybe a
bit ambitious.
Little ambitious there. I don't think the ref feels like he's obligated to make up for the earlier red card quite that much.
Noonan tries his luck from a ways out,
but no protest from Ekra on the yellow card. Professional foul, reaching out, pulling Thompson down as he ran through the midfield. There's a clever little ball.
Thompson here, back to Duckett. Duckett's cross.
Couldn't quite bring it back into play.
We got another Eagles substitution. Exactly what you said earlier. Talani Bakunle making an appearance for Drew Russell.
Good work out of Russell this evening. Had his hands full with Langley.
Bakunle brings pace to deal with the counterattack that Harrisburg is surely to throw at Charlotte here in the remaining 30 minutes of the match.
Yeah, I feel like Charlotte needs to get one here in the next few minutes to start having some signs of life, create some momentum, give Harrisburg something to think about. We approach 30 minutes to play here in the regular season finale on the final weekend of the USL Pro regular season.
The latest information we have is that Pittsburgh and Arizona are tied 1-1. So as it stands now, the City Islanders would be in 7th place with 37 points. The Rochester Rhinos at 35, who have a game left against Wilmington, and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds at 33 in 9th place, and Charlotte in 10th place with 31. So right now you see the City Islanders and the Rhinos occupying the last two playoff spots as Boggs sends the ball across the face of goal, but Noble gets down well to smother the attempt.
And really the winner of this game, or the playing in that 7th and 8th spot for an opportunity to go to Sacramento if you're the 7th seed, or to Orlando if you're the 8th seed.
Yeah.
You're in, and once you're in, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But playing at either of those two, or at Orlando, hasn't been much fun for anybody the last 3 or 4 years, and Sacramento's come into the league and really been impressive.
They really have.
Not sure anybody's looking forward to going there for a playoff game.
A dangerous ball in.
Wheeler couldn't direct the header forward. Gave Noble a scare there, but he was able to get underneath it.
Wheeler instructing Noble to take his time and work the clock a little bit. The other underrated part about playing at Sacramento is either team will be coming from the Eastern time zone, so
a lot of travel.
A lot of travel there, yeah.
Travel, time adjustment. Sacramento's been getting big crowds on top of the fact that they have a quality team under head coach Preki, former MLS and national team star. You've also got Richmond, who's consistently at the top of the league.
speaking of Richmond, and that Richmond and Orlando are playing right now, and Kevin Molino has scored in the 22nd minute there. He becomes USL Pro's first 20-goal scorer in a season. So,
congrats to him.
To them.
And that's the only goal of that match?
Only goal so far, 1-0. Orlando wrapped up the regular season title with a draw against Wilmington. Wilmington's another team that's been impressive. They had 5 or 6 games in hand on everybody and had games remaining against 2 against Orlando and 2 against Sacramento, I think. And I don't think they've lost. I think they got a couple wins and a draw.
Yeah, they were sitting out of the playoff position there, but with a lot of games in hand. So you think, oh, that'll give them a chance. But then you start looking at who those games were against, and you thought there's no easy points in any of those matches, and they've found a way to go out west and get results. To get results against Orlando. So an impressive end of season run. I think if you're looking for a dark horse team who's feeling good about themselves, as Thompson gets into a good spot.
Late arriving 3v2.
Well defended by Boehner, making that tough. That looked promising with Herrera and Boggs getting in the middle.
Wanted that ball a little earlier, but
I was just going to finish up that thought that if I had to pick a dark horse outside of those top 3, Richmond, Sacramento, and Orlando, I think I would fancy Wilmington to make a run similar to what Charlotte was able to do from the bottom half of the playoff draw.
Absolutely.
Get in and challenge,
yeah.
Pull an upset or 2.
Brad Stuber, who they got on loan from the Columbus Crew, has looked phenomenal in the 3 or 4 games that I've seen them play with him in net. They lost Roberts back to Toronto, I believe, and so they got Stuber in on loan, and he, as McLaughlin takes a shot and can holds. Stuber's looked tremendous, and a hot goalie in the playoffs is never a bad thing to have.
A lot like hockey. And it just does something to the confidence of the entire team when you feel like you can get away with a mistake or 2. You got a keeper who can bail you out.
Absolutely.
That's a good ball from Newnham, trying to get Asante into the space.
Asante back to Ibikunle. We'll find his fellow Wake Forest alum, Ben Newnham. Attempted ball.
Newnham a little disappointed, I think, in Boggs and Yates, hoping that they would see the same ball that he did. Neither of them were moving on to that. Good little flighted ball, chipped in over the back line, but it was going to need to be a perfectly timed run to get on the end of it. Not so sure that I wouldn't have wanted to see Asante get at the backs there, get to the end line, try and create a service.
Oh, unfortunate touch there as it'll deflect off of Yates and be a Harrisburg throw-in.
Cox will take his time here on this near sideline. Look up the line for Ekra.
Nice.
Greer will take a second stab at it, but only goes as far as McLaughlin.
Nice to go up from McLaughlin. Nice deflection from Duckett. A City Islander substitution.
Looks like it's going to be Jamel Hardware making way.
Good game from Hardware tonight.
Excellent work out of him. Some good running at the back line, combining with Wheeler and Langley and McLaughlin, and then obviously the goal of the match so far, collecting a long punt drop kick from Nick Noble and skating through an Eagles defender and goalkeeper, pushing home an easy goal. That was the insurance one at this point, making it 3-1.
Yeah.
Here's we look at about 23 minutes of normal time left. Not real sure what kind of options Coach Mark Steffens has left at this point.
Asante out to Ibekunle. His left-footed cross. A little high. Herrera battling, but is ruled offside.
Not sure who they got there. I would guess Herrera, since he was the one challenging the ball, contesting the ball. As far as what Charlotte can do here, Tyrone Hall really the lone attacking player that they have to bring on. You would see him as a replacement for Boggs, who has put in a lot of running here through 67.5 minutes. Hall, a center forward.
He's got pace for days.
Would be able to challenge, contest the back line as Asante's doing here. Couldn't quite get it across. And that's the challenge of playing with 10 men, is even as Asante's running there, as now Langley gets free.
Looks to be off. Wheeler.
And played Wheeler. Yeah. That's...
To your point, there's nobody making that run because you're only playing 10 men.
You've only got 10 men, and Asante gets out ahead of the play. Boggs is able to get in there, but if you've got 11, you've probably got another forward or midfielder who can be in the mix there.
Good idea looking for Boggs over the top, but too close to Noble.
But you're asking so much of Herrera and Yates and Newnham in the midfield. Thompson to play both ways, cover a ton of ground. Well controlled by Herrera. Drops a brilliant ball in.
Uh-oh. A handball in the box.
And he is going to give it. Not sure that the linesman flagged for it. Thought he was going to need the linesman's help from the angle that he had. Wasn't sure he was going to be able to see it. Baril contesting. Marquez pleading his case. I believe that's who they would have called it on, both of them. Yeah, and you can see Cox pointing over at the linesman, saying, if he didn't flag it, if he didn't see it,
Baril letting me
didn't feel like the center official had the angle to have seen it.
Eagles captain Jorge Herrera stepping up to the penalty spot.
So this to get us to 3-2. Give Harrisburg something to think about down the last 20 minutes.
In the back of the net for Herrera. His 10th goal of the season for the Eagles. And they have a lifeline. 3-2, 20 minutes left.
The little energy, some time. You get one back here in the next 10 or 15 minutes, and you can make it really interesting down the stretch, the final 5 or so. Don't think Charlotte needs to feel. I mean, there obviously is a sense of urgency, but I don't think it needs to become frantic. Continue what you're doing. See if you can get Thompson and Asante into space. See if you can connect with Herrera and Yates through the middle. Build another goal, and then down the stretch for that winner that Charlotte needs to get into the playoffs. Throw everything forward there at the end. A lot of contact there between Marquez and Yates. Going to go against Yates. Free kick to the City Islanders. Something else you have to be considering as the game goes on is the legs of Greer and Newnham and Duckett there in the back line, having to cover a lot of ground.
Oh. Asante takes a seat but is back up into the play. Looking wide to McLaughlin here. McLaughlin and Duckett in a 1v1 battle. Thompson comes over to help.
Well defended by Duckett. He is going to be exhausted at the end of this game.
Yeah. No call from the official as Newnham came in the behind. Over to Thompson.
Good ball from Ibekunle.
A little late on the run from Herrera and Thompson. Just couldn't quite connect. Ecker now.
Good work from Barrio there. He's done a tremendous job out of the holding midfield position this evening for Harrisburg.
Finds Thompson. Ecker pokes it out.
Yeah, they have some good two-way players there in Barrio and Ecker holding things down in the middle.
Thompson leaves a tough ball from Thompson for Noonan there.
No signs of a upcoming substitution for either team. Guys just waiting for the call, but looks like coach is going to see what develops here maybe in the next 7-8 minutes, and then for the last 10 make a change or two. Herrera wanted Boggs to hook into the back post, try and clip that ball over the center defender, and Boggs came short.
Asante now. I believe he was looking for Thompson, but a little too far ahead.
It almost came off, and it would have been brilliant if he had, but Herrera had come for a much simpler ball. Could have found him in some space there in front of the back line. And at this point, if I'm on the field for the Eagles, I'm finding Jorge Herrera. He's your playmaker. He's your leading scorer. You need to get him on the ball as much as you can.
Greer's able to muscle Wheeler to the ground. Harrisburg content to let the Eagles knock the ball around the back. Yates making a run. Thompson decides against giving it to him.
Barrio making Herrera pay for the untidy first touch. Still running. And winning his team a corner.
Here's a substitution for Harrisburg.
And it looks like it's going to be McLaughlin going off in no real hurry. His team up 3-2 with 15 minutes to go. As Hopino goes over to prepare to take the throw in, and it's going to be number 25. Robbie Dershon coming in.
Cleared out. In news from around the league, Arizona has found the second goal of the match against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, so they are now up 2-1 in the 75th minute. So the Eagles, they've got a little bit left, but they need 2 goals in the last 15 minutes. But as Herrera is rugby tackled.
That was rodeo.
A yellow shown to Neil Schaefer, shown the yellow.
It looked like one of those drills they do in like speed and agility training, where you put the band on and the one guy holds you and
hold him back.
Yeah, and you get the resistance while you run.
I don't think Jorge's got much left in his legs at 30-ish, 2-ish, 3-ish. Speed and agility
Only Jorge
drill.
knows
Yeah.
how old he really is.
I asked him the other day, and he said he's older than I am. But wouldn't give me a number. Good work from Boggs there to get back.
Boggs again, applying pressure.
Kunle elects to let it roll. Can. We'll play it back to Talani.
Eagles bench imploring the orange on. Find a way to get another goal and then make it interesting down the stretch. But you're not, not gonna. I don't know that that's what they were looking for, but you're not. At the same time, you're not gonna get a goal just knocking it back and forth between Duckett and Greer and Ibakunle.
Yeah.
Do need to get the ball forward.
I think the defenders would like to see a little more movement out of the guys up top, but they've been.
And you can imagine that Thompson and Boggs and Herrera are starting to hit a bit of a wall, starting to run out of gas.
Jan Ecker sticks a foot out. Play on, says the referee. Ecker disagrees, and the game moves on. Noonan looks across for Duckett.
Well done by Derschel to not give that ball away. It would have been real easy to put that out for a throw or just nod it back to Charlotte, but good composure, knock that down for Cox.
Kalani does well against Wheeler. Good ball in from Herrera. Judged to be offside. Referee does not see it. And play moves on.
Huppino getting up the end line.
Back across the face of goal to a lead arriving Dershang on this side.
This is, I think, what you would have expected more of from Harrisburg. They've elected to play on the counter and just keep things real compact in the back, not commit any numbers. But playing 11 against 10, if they open the field up, put their foot on the ball, you feel like they would have they have the numerical advantage, could really make Charlotte chase. Haven't seen much of that. It's the first time they've really elected to do that.
We've got a Charlotte Eagle substitution as number 21, J.J. Greer, departs for number 17, Tyrone Hall.
So what you've got now is a two-back, which you don't see a lot of.
You see it when there's 10 minutes left in your season. You need 2 goals.
You need 2 goals, absolutely. And I'm totally in favor of it. 10 minutes to go.
Nothing to lose. Doesn't matter if you lose 3-2 or...
You can either lose 4-2 or you can get a goal back, make it 3-3, and make it interesting. Now, the guys that are further forward, since you've got more numbers forward now, you really need to get pressure on the ball to not put Duckett and Ibakunle in bad spots. As Tyrone Hall gets his first bit of the action.
Ben Ninham's got an engine in him. Just keeps running.
And a brilliant outside of the right.
Asante with a shot just wide.
That did not miss by much, didn't appear.
It's a good little, beautiful play from Noonan to intercept the Harrisburg pass, and then the outside of the right foot pass to Asante, who took it in. And
you need that transition when you win the ball to get it forward and get it in the attack quickly, because as you set, if you take your time too much, you're going to have to work your way through 8, 9, 10 defenders. But if you can attack quickly, you might be able to eliminate a few defenders right away and get yourself into a better position where you're not in the numbers down situation.
And a big ball in, looking for Hall.
Oh, and nobody at the top of the box could have fell nicely.
Wheeler down again.
Duckett and Wheeler really getting to know each other well tonight. It's been a really good battle to watch. Seven and a half minutes of normal time left in this match. Charlotte needing 2 goals to extend their season, get them into the playoffs. Arizona United leading Pittsburgh at this point, so that part of things is working in their favor. But still a lot of work to do playing down a man. Sante's been able to find space.
Yeah. So kind of surprised at how many numbers Harrisburg's pushing forward. Up a goal against 10 men.
Nearly connected from Yates to Thompson, or excuse me, Herrera coming across.
Winger trying to get the fans involved in the game.
Aaron Wheeler, the lone target up there. Noble's only option pretty much with that punt, as you can probably expect it to be the final few minutes. Now it's Dersham getting forward, making Thompson chase.
Plays it well defended from Duckett. Now Newnham on the counterattack. You'd like to see Tyrone come back to that ball since he's got the fresh legs.
Yeah.
Been running all night.
Yeah, Newnham didn't give him a great ball, but like you said, Hall's the fresh player on the field. He's got to find a way to work back and help keep that. And now Harrisburg had a chance to break and is just content to keep it. Clock's on their side. No need to be in a hurry. Win the throw in there, and I think you'll see him take 10, 15 seconds probably to find a way to get this inbounds.
Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Charlotte Eagles YouTube channel today. So click on that little red subscribe button as you're watching tonight's game.
Good tackle from Ekra. Looked like Herrera was going to be free.
Less than 5 remaining. See who in orange has got something left in the tank. Tough touch from Ibakunle there. Wheeler now centers it. And that'll be a PK and a second yellow and a red card for Alec Can.
Now the question is, does Charlotte have any more substitutions?
I think they have one more. By my count, I think they... Yeah, it looks like Brock Duckworth is getting in. Getting ready. This is actually the second time that Can has drawn a red card where we've had to see Brock come off the bench. The other one was against the Dayton Dutch Lions earlier this season, so.
Well, it's certainly not how Charlotte envisioned this game going as the week progressed and results worked in their favor. Harrisburg losing last night, came into this game with more optimism than they had maybe going into the week, needing results. Full credit to Harrisburg, though, really coming off a tough result leaving it, you know, having a chance to put things away last night, secure their spot.
Yep.
Pressure was on them to not feel like they let it get away from them, and they've responded, and especially going down early.
Going down 1-0 early, and 10 minutes in, you thought, you know, what did they have left in the tank? But
second night of a doubleheader, give one up early, and they've responded brilliantly.
Aaron Wheeler will step up for the City Islanders. Buries it 4-2 City Islanders. A little under 3 minutes remaining in regulation, so. That will about wrap it up.
Well, was hoping wouldn't need to say this tonight, but looks like you're watching the final match of Charlotte Eagles in the USL Pro Division. The Charlotte Eagles will still be around. You'll still see them in the USL, but operating in the PDL beginning next season. Charlotte, though, is going to have a USL Pro franchise. Eagles excited to work alongside Queen City Soccer Club here in Charlotte. Keep USL Pro Soccer here in the Queen City.
It is exciting to see. They've got a good group taking over, so.
But for Mark Steffens, after 18 incredible years working with the pro team here in Charlotte, going to be his last game in charge. So, you know, while we're on the air, certainly want to give a shout out to him, thank him for service to the club and to the league.
And he'll still be around the Charlotte Eagles, but not as the head coach.
Sure.
Of
Sure. But with this being the last game with the pro team, his final game as a USL pro coach.
Absolutely.
I think fair to say a legend in the league and a class act, guy that's very well respected by his colleagues, and as with the smallest operating budget and salary budget in the league, has consistently found a way with Steve Shack for the last 7 years, found a way to put a really competitive side on the field, making it all the way to the USL Pro Finals last year.
Yeah, that Dom Dwyer guy kind of.
If it hadn't been for Dom Dwyer, what might have been? But
I think he's still scoring goals.
All he does is score goals.
Yeah.
And then take selfies.
And then take selfies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow that's wrong. It must be a new one. I don't know.
You can't have fun in sports.
No. No laughing, no smiling, no fun.
So we're into stoppage time now. Fourth official indicating 2 minutes, it looks like.
6 minutes.
Oh, take that back. That was a 6.
Six minutes.
Bilal Duckett is still all over the back line. Ben Noonan still hustling. These guys are going to need all 5 months of all 4 months of the off season to recover from the shift that they put in tonight. That'll go back to
Brock Duckworth getting his first touch. Asante now.
So as things stand, Andrew, what do we
take a look real quick?
What are we looking at here?
As things stand, in 7th place, the Harrisburg City Islanders with 37 points. The Rochester Rhinos next in 8th at 35. Arizona United actually jumps ahead of Pittsburgh into 9th place with 33 points, since they're up 2-1. Pittsburgh Riverhounds at 32 and 10th, and the Charlotte Eagles in 11th at 31.
It shows you how competitive, how tight it was.
Absolutely.
The gap between 7th and 11th, all coming down to the final day here of the regular season. I guess still one more game to be played tomorrow.
Yeah. Which could have Harrisburg could jump, or Rochester, if they were to win, would jump
back in ahead of Harrisburg. So Orlando and Sacramento will have to wait until the end of that game to figure out who they're playing
hosting, as
the first and second seeds.
Yeah. And then it gets confusing because Wilmington's on 38 points, so I don't know who would win the.
Yeah, you've got some tiebreakers.
I don't know who won the previous match between Wilmington and Richmond or Rochester. You figure tomorrow's game is going to mean a whole heck of a lot.
So it was Schaefer who I believe went down there, but
to make it even more confusing, Rochester and Wilmington. Wilmington has won one, and they've drawn one against Rochester, so it'd be an even split 1-1-1.
If Rochester were to win,
yeah, where the tiebreaker.
Now you get into tiebreakers that are beyond Andrew Pierce and I.
Yeah, that's a Nicholas Murray question from USL Pro. So he corrected me when I said that the Eagles were out of it after losing to tying Montreal, and gave me about a page and a half explanation of what all could happen. I just called it complicated. Tyrone Hall now looking to get on the end of one.
And just about all of those things in that page and a half went the Eagles' way, except for what you're seeing on the field tonight.
Exactly.
Which at the end of the day is what you can control. Yep. You got to take care of your own business.
Needed to come out and win tonight and then get help. If you were going to miss the playoffs, you'd rather have yourself winning and then not getting the help from, say, an Arizona United. You'd rather not, go down.
Feel like everything broke for you, and then be wondering what if you had made it happen yourselves. Yeah.
Ball in from Newnham, well defended, looking for Zach Boggs.
Boehner's done a good job back there at center back tonight. Held down things for Harrisburg really well. So at this point, Charlotte playing with 9 against 11, and I don't think, honestly, either team wanted to see 6 minutes go up, but Charlotte without the legs or the numbers, and Harrisburg at this point just wanted to be over.
Just hear that final whistle and get on the bus and head back to Harrisburg.
Encourage everyone, even for the Eagles fans, to get on YouTube, watch the playoff games, follow this all the way through.
Absolutely.
I think you're going to get quality games top to bottom. I mean, obviously, Orlando and Sacramento, Richmond kind of separated themselves over the course of the season, but in individual matches, in a one-game playoff scenario, that would have been offsides. The gap between the teams. Yeah, and the Galaxy, Galaxy 2, and with a home, at least for the first round, a home game. Going to have somebody traveling out to them as well.
Yeah. As it stands now, I think it's the Charleston Battery that would make that West Coast trip. See if Oatmeal Power can work again, as they played recently. I might be getting that confused. That might be. There's the final whistle. 4-2 your final tonight from Dickson Field at Queen Sports Complex. Appreciate you watching, and make sure to tune in for the playoffs.
Good night.